live on our backup setup. Um, right now, I'm just gonna try to get into my channel so I can. Unfortunately, I'm logged in on my tablet as Lumi's account. I gotta change my account. So I gotta change to my account from Lumi so I can see your questions. So let me, because Lumi is using this tablet last. I'm gonna change it to me. So I'm gonna switch account. Let's see how we do that. Let's see. Let's see. This tablet is not the fastest thing in the world. Let's see. Oh, there you go. It's on the gear. This tablet is kind of a bit slow. Okay. Switch. I'm gonna switch to my account. Um, there we go. This be okay now. Okay, so and it's me. Let's go to my channel so I can see if I'm live. Oops. Okay. Um. So basically, as you can see, I know it says the light one on the live with light Restream. I really should change the name of it, but it's, I guess it's better than nothing. At least I can see you guys and you can see me. Um. So let me turn the sound off on this. I don't need to hear me. Let's turn this down here. So as you can see, I am alive. I'm breathing, and hi David S. How you doing? So let me change this. Oh, I gotta hit gear. That's right. Tablets different than the desktop. Chat filter all massages. Okay. Good morning. Actually, it's good afternoon, Parasolo. Um. So today I slept in a bit because, well, I'm trying to clean up the other computer, and I got all these cables so twisted up in knots down here underneath my desk. Um, and that's, I'm talking about under the bed right now, but I have the same problem underneath the desk too. It's kind of twisted the cables. Um, so let me get this USB-C plug in the hole. All right, there we go. So like I said, I'm a live old years old. So let me show you really quickly what I got to do with the other computer right now before we can do anything. Okay. So let me switch this camera. As some of the hardware I already took off. This is some more hardware I gotta sort through this chaos to see where is what, because there's a lot of things here. There's the computer itself, and as you can see, there's a lot of odds and ends that have to be moved from a lot of different experimental designs that were originally used. So I'm still cleaning up the mess there. And she keeps opening and closing the door on me. And it's still hot out there. It's 33 degrees Celsius right now in Winston. So it's not cool. Switch this camera around here. All right. So, yeah, the humidity is a problem. When you have 100% humidity, at these temperatures, you actually are at the risk of cooking your body like a roasted chicken in an oven. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for joining us. Uh, yeah. So, it's only thing I didn't do is get my shoes on, or my socks and shoes on. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Um, my shoes are 6 years old. You can see they're still physically in pretty good shape for they are. Um, so are we gonna have another night show today? According to what I saw in the weather, if I were to do a night show in Winston right now, if I were to do a night show right now in the main studio in Winston, okay. Let me turn the brightness to why this thing keep turning my brightness down on this phone? I would have to do a night show, and I ain't gonna get much of a break at midnight, which is theoretically possible, or maybe 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Okay, but by tomorrow morning, it's gonna be hot again. Okay, so it's not gonna be any better tomorrow at 10. Okay, and that's the problem. So, um, so Friday morning, the best time to do a live show would be this time here, which is about 4 a.m. If I want to do so during decent hours, I could probably do something. Uh, I don't know what any decent hours are, honestly. Okay, Saturday looks more promising that we could be back in the studio. But we're so far behind in everything now because of the so like 6:30, 7 p.m. Yeah, maybe 7 o'clock on Saturday we could get back to the night show. For Saturday. But today's Thursday. There's not gonna be any tech talk because it's too hot. However, um, let's see. So all I'll have to do is see if I can do something maybe at midnight because that's probably going to be the coolest time. Junk mail on my phone. Uh-huh. Okay. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Ford is rehiring its human staff for a lot of positions in engineering, especially because the AI system totally didn't work out for Ford. And a lot of other companies are doing the same. They've realized that they have made a mistake with the AI actually totally screwing the pooch in the process. So, companies are hiring back to people. So, if you were from one of those companies and you want a job, contact human resources and let them know you want your job back. Not all companies are doing that, but some are, so just be aware of that. I have because I'm gonna it's just junk. It's not dog poop or anything, it's just junk. Anyway, so and should we leave the door open again, Cat? I gotta find a way to get this door closed by itself. Oops, the first sun firing off like 10 X-class fares said this. Oh yeah, it does. The sun is as well. Very warm out today. Thank you very much. The humidity is only about 56% here. Well, the problem is with regardless of the humidity is the fact is that you have to understand from my perspective of what the humidity is doing to the human body. If you have a heat intolerance or if you don't have any heat control, the humidity is bad juju. Okay, it's not something that's healthy for you, and it's like over here so you can see the camera a bit better. Yeah. Oh, okay. A little bit better. So I mean, you gotta understand the heat's pretty bad, and yeah, 10 solar flares. Yeah, not too long ago, an X1 was cast down. So we'll have to see what's gonna happen with that with an X1.1 and a CME. Yeah, you think about that, right? A solar flare, major EMP comes in, power grid long line goes shorts out, basically causing every single power grid to close down because at the peak of its load, and all of a sudden the sun basically sends out a major burp, and the next thing you know, um, the whole system goes up in smoke. Not very good, not good. Lovely, just totally not a good thing, and then that could be very well a thing. Let's see if I can make this a little bit. There we go. I mean, that's a scary thought, but it's true. You know. Now, as far as why are we getting out this glare from the camera from the light source? Well, it's because the light source is right there. Let's see if I can try to get further back, or ideally more like towards me and not towards the camera. Okay. So that would have a habit of knocking everybody offline if that's going to happen with the solar flares. you know. So you saw what I have to do to sort through the setup here. It's 80 and the living room is 75, but the windows up. Well, that's good for you, but that's not me. It's pretty rough out there where I am. And we'll see what happens with the sun and the weather. So now I'm gonna answer every question Rambo said in the comment section. Hey, I already explained that we need an adapter cable first before I can plug in a rollaway air conditioner. Okay, and that's a fact. We need to get that We need to get that adapter cable first. Now, for those of you on SSA, including SSI for many, your check is here today. If you got your Social Security benefits before 1997, which includes me, your SSDI and SSA check is here today too. Which means that technically I could go ahead, authorize the landlord his rent, and he could pick it up. But to do that, I need to get to the computer in the bedroom to get down to the computer calculations and things like I do every month. So for that reason, and because it is pretty smoking hot in there, I'm gonna wait a bit because of obvious heat. And so we're gonna just be careful. I do have plenty of water, yeah. And I did make ice yesterday. I have some water right here in the bedroom at all times, but um so yeah, I am drinking plenty of water. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. So I have been drinking water. Um Close this door too. That door's open in the living room. We've been for a few minutes, and all of a sudden the cold air goes right out of this room. So um I'm waiting for a Mikey event, which is more powerful than significant, more powerful than the 1859 Carrington event. Well, we'll see what happens. But at least I can show you one thing that's going to protect my computers from any nasty whoop ass. I'll show you literally. That's how hot it is in there right now. According to this, In this apartment right now, it is about 85 degrees. There's our solar setup. I never did fully show you this. Um, you got the inverter charge control transfer switch. You have the battery bank here. The solar panels are there. Let's take a look and see how the power grid is doing right now. Right now, the voltage is at 112 volts right now. So the voltage is still low because of demand, but you'll see this computer is totally shut down. By the way, that's one UPS. There's another one down here. Can't really see it on the floor, but there's another UPS right down there right near my feet. That is one that powers this computer, and there's the cat again. So it's very hot in here. So let's go back in the bedroom where the cold air is. Oh yeah, by the way, yes, these windows are open. And you can see that. They are open. The solar panels are solaring. Battery's already full anyway, so there's really no problem. Giving tree has given. And the giving tree. Printer prints. Yeah, I don't need it on right now. Okay. All right, so I see me. I see you. How do I get out of here? Oh, how did I get into my files? Oh, hold on a minute. Let me. All right, let me. Okay, so we ain't used to see, but it's fabulous. Turn your thermostat down to 50. Well, actually, it isn't there because it's too hot for it to turn on anyway. Boiler's not on for the season, so. Oh, messages. Hi, Mojo. How you doing? And I got my water jug right beside me. Well, unfortunately, it sounds like both you and America are not done cooking yet. I'm sorry to say that. It's still going to be really a mess still. Now we're done walking around the house. Let me just get this cord plugged back into the mains here. No, I need to run my battery flat. Wait a minute. Not the tapper. So there we go. Plug that back in there. So that's the Horde banner. That's the banner for the Horde. It's a banner for the Horde. Ding, 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 ding. Oh yeah, it is. It's 33 degrees. It's about 90 something degrees. Let's see. Let's see. 23 multiplied by 2 is 46 plus 68. 94. 94 degrees. Frankenstein units. So, and it's going to get hotter still at 3 p.m. It's going to be a high of 35. And tomorrow, rent day, is going to be just a touch cooler, but not by much. Let's see. New York City, where Noodles is right now, is 37. Tomorrow will be even hotter for him at 38. Whereas for us, tomorrow, Friday, will be 34. So we'll be a little cooler. Saturday is going to be rainy, a 30% chance of rain, and a high of 29. Monday is going to be a high of 23. Tuesday, it's going to be 24. Wednesday is going to start to get warm again, 27, 30, 32, 26. So it's it is going to cool off next week, which is good. Let me see what kind of messages I got. Rumble. Let us know your opinion. Hotels.com. Rumble. Features. New feature. Opportunity and Ask Studio. YouTube, for honest to God answers, I really don't use Ask Studio that much to make use of a new feature in Ask Studio. I mean, I use Ask Studio to put the summaries together and things, but I don't use it that much. Okay. And David S. says, please stop trolling me with some. Well, sorry, that's the standard units of measurement. That's what I was taught. So, um, well, yeah, as the heat temperature drops, the humidity, if it stays the same, wet bulb is still going to result in a higher humidity. So let's say it was 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit wet bulb, and the temperature is, say, 24 or about 76 degrees Fahrenheit, air temperature dry, you're still going to have a relative humidity. Or you take wet bulb divided by the dry air temperature, and you're going to get a number. That is going to be your relative humidity. Um, so So if the air is still super saturated with moisture and the temperature outside the air temperature is lower, your relative humidity is going to go up. That makes more sense than you think about. Okay, um, and that is why it's going to feel stickier because the fact is there is no the humidity increases, the relative humidity goes up. Okay, your real field temperatures are going to be higher. But remember, real field temperatures is kind of related to a similar concept of wind chill. That is how your body is reacting to the humidity and the heat. Whereas wind chill, for example, is in the wintertime, is how your body is reacting when it's getting windy and the wind against cold skin. Okay? But in the wintertime, you want your body to have that slight layer of heat that's sort of like a barrier between your skin and the elements. But in the summer, you don't want that because that's going to keep you hot. So your body makes sweat to increase evaporation to cool you down. Very rarely do you ever see anybody sweat in the wintertime. Not saying you can't, because there are people that physically get sick and then they do, but that's unusual. Yeah, it is. Last week it was 34. The humidity is dropped near the coast. That's true. Yeah, Rambo. Where is he? Let's saw him up here. Oh, let's see this. Buddy guy says good afternoon. It's hot as balls. You mean hot as steel balls? They do. They do them during the Winston Carnival in August. So we do get fireworks in the Winston Carnival. They used to have separate fireworks during July 4th, but they couldn't afford to keep both going. So it's the Winston Carnival that does fireworks now. Which works out fine because Winston Carnival is also most of the people are there for the fun and the rides. And maybe this year, like I did a few years ago, they could try to cover the Winston Carnival again. So that's what we'll do. We'll try to get the Winston Carnival again this year. So, we'll see what happens with that. Well, I don't know what the weather's going to be like in August. The quick and easy way to do Celsius to Fahrenheit is to take, okay, let's say it's 33. Subtract 20 from that, which gives you 13. Now double that, you get 26. Now add 26 to 68. That will give you a quick, easy conversion factor. So in this case, that would be a total of 92. So 33 is about 92. That's the easy math. Here comes the cat again. He's pacing it around, in and out, in and out, in and out. I think he's bored. Um. Oh, that's right. We didn't get breakfast this morning. You let me sleep in, and then I can open the door to the porch too. All right. I already fed him this morning, but he wanted to go outside anyway. Door's open to the porch, so he can point in now. So. Um. Not much. Part of bonds. Yeah, that's the official way of doing it. Yeah, but most people just quickly just multiply it by. That's one way to do it. Or you can just go, like you said, if it's so. If I said 34, I could go 34 times 2 is 68 plus 32. I do it a little differently, but that's because I know the basics at 20 degrees Celsius to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So, but the point is that it's still hot out there. Okay, and now I don't know when YouTube is going to be done dropping all my subscribers into the garbage bin history, but not much is going on today. I also, of course, know kilograms. And of course, I know the links, you need the links to measure too. Uh, for me, it's mostly measurements and temperature, but I do know the other numbers too. Like 2.2 kilos to a pound. You know, or actually, it's 2.24, but Yeah. The French came up with the system. Actually, during the time of this French Civil War, which is kind of weird to think about it. It was almost like France was deliberately trying to screw up everybody else. But it was easier because everything was based on um, metric, base 10, right? Just like the UK prior to 1972, your money had pounds and shillings. Now you have pence and pounds, right? 10 pence to a pound, you know. No, I'm sorry, 100 pence to a pound. And then you have, before, they had things like sixpence and shillings and all kinds of crazy stuff. The UK standardized its money on base 10 because it made the world a lot easier for them to do mathematical calculations at the shop. So people forget that. Use what you want. That's the beauty of America. We got to choose what we want, no matter what. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Uh, 20 people watching right now, which is cool. And so yeah, M60 had, let me see, just sign up for something called Kiko, which is a data sim that's a refillable data sim. Um, and right now, of course, I'm not on Kiko because I'm on my home internet. But if I'm out on the road, I can switch. This will switch over to Kiko. Um, yeah. All right. Let me go halfway because Louis Rossman said something similar. The problem with Celsius and variation of Fahrenheit is 2 degrees or 1.8 degrees between every Fahrenheit unit. Okay, versus Celsius. So if you got a heater and it only has whole number temperatures, say, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Well, let's see when you're not feeling well. Let's see you want 21 and a half. Well, you ain't gonna get 21 and a half because the thing only goes to, but if you switch to Fahrenheit, you can get it to go from 69 degrees, right? Um, Normally I'm not that picky. I mean, 68 and 69 to me feels exactly the same. It doesn't really make a difference. To worry about getting nitpicky about one stinking half of a degree Celsius, it doesn't really matter that much. All right, Mojo. So I'm gonna say honest right now is that we're gonna be next week. We should be back in the studio. I'm still trying to clean this computer up over there. Let me see if I can switch this camera over and see if I can point out this one. Okay. Let's see if I can get this thing to. See what I gotta do with this computer here. Unfortunately, I don't have my tripod in here. It's in the other room, so you're just gonna have to bear with me, okay? So what I'm gonna do? Does this thing have a zoom function? Hmm. It does, but unfortunately, I can't really enable it right now. So I'm gonna see what I gotta do. I already took the steering wheel off the desk, and let me unplug all these Ruby Goldberg contraption plugs. There's so many of them, and they didn't start out this way originally. That's just kind of like everything else. Everything just became a creature feature. Well, mini keyboard. Oh, there it is. Clearly, I'm not plugging in a bigger keyboard in here. Let's put this little one in the drawer for right now. It's cute little keyboard, but unfortunately, has seen better days. And this is the charging map I'm not using right now. I'm not using this. I'm not using this. I don't know what the hell that is. It's another tripod stand. Oh, okay. That's another tripod stand. Gotcha. All right. And Ethernet cables, hubs. Plug all this crap. Adapters to connect audio here to the speakers. Was that power or yeah? That's the speaker connection. Okay, that's auxiliary output for sound. I can plug these into my Bluetooth, my speakers. Keyboard, video mods, and switch KVM. God, what the fuck? Like everything else in my life, everything is just piled on top of everything else. Okay, well, I want to leave this hooked up because this allows me to extract audio from my desktop. And then I have it connected to a KVM keyboard video monitor switch, which is plugged into here. Because I had hooked to a Roku so I could watch TV and stuff. And then this has a matching, you see a wall wart somewhere. Yeah, because this Roku box has its own specific power adapter for some reason. It doesn't use power demand, it uses some other protocol. And then oh my God. I got twisty cables all over this thing. Okay, I got it. So, then I got DVI cables for the Mac. Okay, so this goes with the Roku. Where I put the little tiny box on the floor. Yeah. Oh, is it? Yeah. Um. Yeah, it's on the floor. Oh, find it. Oh, there it is. Because this cord is essentially has to go with this. Because this will not work without this AC adapter. Because it needs to sit on 5 volts at 2 amps. It's not using USB-C, it's using USB, micro USB. Let's see. Take this cord like this. Cute device, but it's not really helpful for me right now. Just a drawer. I think the remotes are in here. Oh, no, not it. Oh, Jesus. Oh. What's this plug for? That's a rocket. All right. Uh, you know, it's funny. I put the Roku on here on the monitor so I can use to watch TV, but I really don't use it. So what is there's the remote? No, that's the other remote. That's the TV remote for the monitor. I don't have it anymore. Actually, it's used for the DVD player too. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Um, got a lot of stuff in here that I don't even use. Plugs, cables, AC adapters, remotes. Power strips. Lots of cables and dust. Oh, sweet. Let's get my remotes together in here. Ink cartridges for an old ink jet I don't have anymore. Power adapters. I'm gonna have to find a way to keep this battery compartment closed in this. I don't know why it doesn't stay shut anymore. I don't see anything damaged in the back, but. Alright, so let me. Adapters, not thinking adapters. You think it's in the other drawer, the other desk? I think I did see one in the other drawer. Yeah, maybe. More USB hub adapters. All eyeglasses. Ah, no. Not it. Jesus Christ. Oh, here it is. All right, remote 1, 2, and 3. Please go into this drawer down here. Thank you. And so I can find you back. Pain in the ass. All right, now, as far as you guys, I'm gonna have to find you a box for you because I don't feel like sticking with consumer electronics tonight. Oh, I said a message. I don't know anybody in Norwich. Get out of here. I don't know why a phone call was coming in from Norwich. Probably from the original person that had this phone number. From Torrington, and they were working with people in Norwich, and I'm still getting their phone calls. Uh, no, I don't keep them under my bed. Hi, Gaming Fairy, how you doing? Sorry you got a chance to see my crazy messy desk. Um, please no, redheads are tough, yeah. That's all, it was just, okay. What were you doing? No, always so. Anyway, so everybody, anyway, here's the story. Let me just show you close up of the chaotic mess in the other area, so you can see what I'm talking about, because it's pretty expansive. So, because I can show you a close up now, because this has got to be sorted out and organized. Wiring. A lot of USB accessories that were used one time. This used to be a charging platform for charging my USB-C accessories, which kind of still is. The problem is this backstab-based power strip. The outlets don't set well anymore, and I had to redo these. I had to replace these outlets with proper commercial grade or hospital grade ones. Um, because the USB adapters keep falling out of them, and these are my speakers. Nice speakers, by the way. But I really kind of wish they had let's see. I can turn them on. Is there a button? Uh, yeah, there's right there. I don't know if they're even plugged in, but these are pretty sophisticated speakers. I bought these because they were wood grain and they look good in here. The problem is, it's sorry, it feels warm just working in here at all. I mean, it's because I'm getting annoyed. And just because a lot of stuff to figure out where everything goes. A lot of plugs. Yeah, like I said, you probably can see my hair growing out. I'm a bit of a redhead myself naturally, so. All right. Put that back in. Um, There's some power strips getting up on the floor. Okay. Be careful with those breakers. Well, I know all about fires. Thank you. I don't have breakers. They have fuses. My equipment has fuses, not breakers. Um. So I know all about it. Oh, by the way, did you see the one example of how easy a battle-born battery catches fire because of bad battery design? Pros showed that, and yeah, I'm live. I'm gonna stay alive. Anyway, so the point is that now you see what I'm gonna deal with. Even just working in that little area of the desk was brutal. Um, so we'll probably be working on some stuff later today. No, this is Michelle. You know, BTB, it's Michelle. I'm here too, but Michelle's doing most of the talking today. Yeah. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to make sure you know I was alive and breathing, and that I might do something later on tonight. The TED Talk isn't gonna be going on. Um, the story time with Glock isn't gonna be going on until next week. And as far as the Saturday night live stream, that might still go on. Even if I don't use that computer for streaming, it still needs to be cleaned up anyway. It is a mess. Yeah, how you doing, BTP? Um, if it's the beginning of the month, um, so the temperatures are going to start to cool down a bit, and by next week, so we should be back to normal next week, hopefully. Um, Already PJM, one of the largest interconnect utility grids in the East Coast, has already had a power emergency. Um, they're barely hanging on right now, but they are hanging on. Yeah, that's why. That's why the British fuses and the mains plug help. Um, every in extension cords in the UK have fuses. Okay, usually a 13 amp fuse, and it's true that a ring main circuit can up to 32 amps in a ring, but each outlet is rated for 13 amps. So are we gonna buy another air conditioner for the other room? I'll be honest when I say this. You guys bitched at me about the solar thing, which keeps the lights running if the power fails. And both would be great to have, but unfortunately donations are kind of down right now, so because the economy is crappy. So I don't think you're gonna see me rushing out to buy an air conditioner from Amazon in the near future. And even if I did get it, that doesn't mean that Amazon is gonna carry it up 3 flights of stairs. So which means I would have to get a couple strong guys to carry it up the stairs to plug it into my stove outlet and then stick the hoses out the window. Oh yeah, yeah, they do. A lot of the same in shelters, like putting things together, designing circuits, a little bit of photography, watching YouTube videos, listening to music. Yeah, so I do a little bit of the same stuff. Michelle's the planner, she's the schemer, she's the designer, but I actually like putting them together. Not that you haven't come up with sheet ideas too. Yeah, I mean, I have, but that's just the way we do things here. A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. So, as far as the power grid being affected by those flares, yeah, it will be. Along lines, the direct current flares are not alternating current. So, the transformers we'll see a DC spike coming introduced on the wire, and that's going to cause a lot of systems to trip out. And given the fact that the PGM right now is seriously overloaded, PJM could result in a cascade failure. So if one substation goes offline, PJM will try to reroute power to the other substations, which are already at maximum capacity. That'll cause the systems to trip out. It could take quite a few hours to recover. And that's where the setup we have. We're not on PGM, but we're in ISO New England. But what we do is our system, when the power fails, kicks over to the battery automatically. All three UPSs do. The one that's in the pantry is much more simple. It's just a very simple modified sine wave that just runs the networking gear, and then because that has switch mode power supplies. The one that's under the desk is a pure sine wave APC 1500 MS2. And then the other one, the solar one, is I forget what model it is. It's also modified same wave. It's a switch over UPS transfer switch. So it keeps the lights on just as good as the APC 1500 MS2, but it doesn't need it doesn't have a built-in battery. You buy external batteries for it. So Michelle has a big 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, which keeps it going. And she can expand the system capacity as needed. Right. And we'll run this air conditioner for about an hour and a half. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it's cooler right now in here than it is in my living room. Because the living room right now, as I said, temperature is close to about 30 degrees Celsius, and right now outside it is 34. It's going to peak at 35 about 6 p.m. And then about midnight it's gonna drop to about 26. 5 a.m. I'll be 24, and 4 and 5 until about 6. And then it starts to get hot again. So we're going to end up just staying in here for right now. Yeah. Certainly a hot day out there. New line, bell tone. Extreme heat will increase electric use. No kidding. So I'm just gonna trash these guys. Delay that loom. Okay. Just delay that. Don't take care of this later on, and I want to do it right now because I want to go through these messages slowly. So you see the disk situation we got to sort out, and then are we gonna really be able to use the other disk to do the streaming of the night show? Eventually, but it's still gonna be a long way to sort out everything because there's so many things to do. Yeah, we're monogamous. Yeah. We are. We are. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys. So the thing is I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up for now. But I thank you for watching today, and tomorrow morning there'll be probably another show like this one in here, and then maybe Saturday, maybe it might be back in the main studio again. Sounds good. Sounds good to me too. So everybody, I want you to be safe out there. Stay cool. Don't overexert yourself, and we'll see you in the morning. Okay? Bye bye. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.